So let me tell you a story. It's simple, but it hits hard. A man asked Gautama Buddha, "I want happiness." Buddha said, "First remove I, that's ego, then remove want, that's desire. See now you are left with only happiness." Think about that for a second. We spend our whole lives adding stuff, adding money, adding status, adding followers. But Buddha, he was into subtraction. He's saying the math is wrong. We think I need to get something to be happy, but the I is the problem. The wanting is the noise. You strip those away, and happiness isn't something you find. It's just what's left over. It's the default setting. But getting there, that's the hard part, because our minds are messy, they're loud. There is nothing so disobedient as an undisciplined mind, and there is nothing so obedient as a disciplined mind. It's kinda scary when you realize you aren't driving the bus, isn't it? Your mind is. It jumps to the past, freaks out about the future. It's a wild animal, and an untrained mind is a terrible master. It'll drag you through anxiety and fear just because it's bored. But you train it, you discipline it, suddenly it's the best tool you have. It serves you, not the other way around. And you can't fake this work. You can't pretend to be disciplined. 3 things cannot hide for long: the moon, the sun, and the truth. We live in a world of filters, right? Everyone's curating their lives. But Buddha is saying reality always wins. Eventually, the clouds move. Eventually, the sun comes up. And eventually, who you actually are, your real character, it's gonna show. So stop trying to perform. Stop trying to hide the mess. The truth is inevitable anyway. And I know, sometimes the mess feels overwhelming. You got problems piling up, you want to fix everything right now. But maybe, just maybe, you're doing too much. Most problems, if you give them enough time and space, will eventually wear themselves out. We love to poke at our problems. We overthink them, we analyze them to death, and usually we just make them worse. It's like muddy water. If you stick your hand in and try to push the mud down, you just stir it up. But if you sit still, if you give it space, the mud settles, the water clears. Sometimes the best move is to make no move at all. Because here's the thing, everything starts in your head before it shows up in your life. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts and made up of our thoughts. If a man speak or act with an evil thought, suffering follows him as the wheel follows the hoof of the beast that draws the wagon. If a man speak or act with a good thought, happiness follows him like a shadow that never leaves him. That image, the wheel following the ox, it's inevitable. You can't escape it. You can't plant cactus seeds and expect to grow roses. It just doesn't work like that. If your mind is full of bitterness, your life is going to be bitter. It has to be. But if you clean up the source, if you get the thoughts right, happiness isn't something you have to chase. It's a shadow. It just walks with you. So stop looking for the fix outside. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. We look for peace in a new job, in a relationship, in a vacation. We treat peace like it's a destination on a map. But Buddha's saying, check your pockets. You already have it. If you can't sit in a quiet room and be okay with yourself, a beach in Bali isn't gonna fix you. The scenery changes, but you are still there. And usually what destroys that peace isn't the world, it's us. It's how we react, especially with anger. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Man, that's such a visceral image. You're mad at someone, right? You're stewing in it. You want them to hurt. But who's actually suffering? You are. You're the one holding the burning coal. Your hand is searing. The other person? They might be out having lunch, totally fine. They don't even know you're holding it. Drop the coal, not for them, for you. Because we get caught up thinking there's this finish line. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. We always say, I'll be happy when I get the raise, when I get married, when I retire. We treat happiness like a reward for suffering, but that's a trap. If you can't walk the path happily, you won't be happy when you get to the end. The walking is the point. The step you're taking right now, that's it. That's the whole game. But what about the people who make it hard, the people who attack you? Conquer the angry one by not getting angry, conquer the wicked by goodness, conquer the stingy by generosity, and the liar by speaking the truth. This is practically a superpower. It's easy to yell back when someone yells at you. That's gravity. That's just reacting. But to meet anger with silence, to meet greed with giving, that breaks the script. It shocks people. You stop being a mirror for their bad behavior, and you start being a light. You win by refusing to play their game. And look, at the end of the day, you gotta rely on yourself. Do not look for a sanctuary in anyone except yourself. That sounds lonely at first, doesn't it? But it's actually freedom. If your sanctuary is a person, what happens if they leave? If your sanctuary is a job, what happens if you get fired? You crumble. But if you build a house inside yourself, if you are your own safe place, you're invincible. Nothing can touch you. And I know I'm talking a lot here, but words are kinda clumsy. Words do not express thoughts very well. We try to explain these deep feelings, this philosophy, but language is a limitation. It's like trying to describe the taste of salt to someone who's never eaten it. You can talk for hours, or you can just put a grain of salt on their tongue. You gotta experience this stuff. You gotta feel it, not just tweet about it. Because when you feel it, you realize the only way to fix the world is pretty simple. Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. It's physics. You can't put out a fire with a flamethrower. It just makes a bigger fire. We think we can hate our enemies into submission. Never works. The only thing that dissolves hate is the opposite energy. It's the eternal rule. It's not a suggestion. It's how the universe is wired. And that love, it's not just feelings. It's smart. True love is born from understanding. You can't really love someone you don't get. If you judge them, you don't understand them. But when you really look at someone, their pain, their history, why they act the way they act, it's almost impossible to hate them. You see the human in there. And once you understand, love is just the natural reaction. So, look, this isn't just ancient history. This is a manual for right now. Drop the coal, watch your thoughts, walk the path, and see what happens. And we gotta talk about how we talk to each other, because we're careless with words. We toss them around like they weigh nothing. But Buddha, he knew better. The tongue, like a sharp knife, kills without drawing blood. That's terrifying if you think about it. You can destroy someone without ever touching them. You can crush their spirit. You can ruin their day. You can plant a seed of doubt that lasts for 20 years. And you don't see the blood, so you think you didn't do any damage. But the wound is there. We gotta be careful with that knife. And it's not just about how we treat others. It's about how we experience time. Ever notice how misery makes the clock stop? Long is the night to him who is awake. Long is a mile to him who is tired. Long is life to the foolish who do not know the true law. Time is relative. When you're suffering, when you're fighting reality, 5 minutes feels like 5 hours. When you're foolish, and he just means when you're ignoring how life actually works, everything is a drag. It's a struggle. Life becomes this long, exhausting hike that you never signed up for. But when you wake up, when you get it, the drag disappears. But to get there, you have to stop caring so much about what people think. Even as a solid rock is unshaken by the wind, so are the wise unshaken by praise or blame. We live for the likes, don't we? We crash when we get a bad comment. We're leaves in the wind. We get blown around by whatever people are saying about us today. But a rock doesn't care if the wind screams at it. It doesn't care if the wind kisses it. It just sits there, being a rock. That's stability. That's freedom. Because ultimately, the world isn't happening to you, it's coming from you. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. This isn't just some magic trick, it's practical. If you think you're a victim, you'll act like a victim, and the world will treat you like one. If you think you're capable, you move differently. Your thoughts are the blueprint. You can't build a cathedral if your blueprint is a shack. You become what you entertain in your head. And the crazy part is, when you start fixing yourself, you accidentally fix things for everyone else. If you light a lamp for somebody, it will also brighten your path. We think helping people is a sacrifice, like I'm giving up my time for you. Nah, that's wrong. When you turn on a light for someone else, you're standing in the same room. You get to see better too. You can't lift someone up without bending down and engaging your own muscles. Everyone wins. It's not a transaction, it's shared light. But you gotta commit. You can't just dabble in this stuff. There are only 2 mistakes one can make along the road to truth: not going all the way and not starting. Most of us are guilty of the first one. We start, we read a book, we meditate for a week, we get inspired, and then we drift. We don't go all the way. Or worse, we're too scared to even take the first step because we think we aren't ready. Just start. And once you start, don't stop until you see it through. And while you're walking that road, you gotta redefine what rich means. Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. We chase numbers in a bank account, we chase status, but have you ever seen a rich guy who's sick and miserable? All that money means zero. Real wealth is sitting there with nothing and feeling like you have enough. If you have your health and you're okay with what you have, you've already won the game. Everyone else is still running. But watch out, because the biggest threat to all this isn't the world. More than those who hate you, more than all your enemies, an undisciplined mind does greater harm. Your enemy might insult you, they might steal from you, but your own mind can convince you to give up. It can drive you into depression. It can make you destroy your own relationships. An enemy can hurt you once. Your mind can replay that hurt 1,000 times on a loop. That's the real danger. So how do you know if you're actually getting wise? Look at the volume. Learn this from water. Loud splashes the brook, but the ocean's depth are calm. Insecurity is loud. Ignorance screams. It's the shallow brook splashing around trying to get attention. But wisdom, depth, it's quiet. The ocean doesn't need to tell you it's powerful. You just know. So if you're running around trying to prove how smart or spiritual you are, you're probably just splashing. Be vigilant. Guard your mind against negative thoughts. You wouldn't leave your front door wide open for robbers, right? But we let negative thoughts walk right in, put their feet on the couch, and trash the place. I'm not good enough. This is hopeless. Don't let them in. Catch them at the door. Ask for ID. If they aren't helpful, kick them out. Because finally, you realize the biggest truth of all. All things appear and disappear because of the concurrence of causes and conditions. Nothing ever exists entirely alone. everything is in relation to everything else. This is the big picture. We think we are these isolated little islands. This is my life, that is your life. But nothing exists alone. The flower needs the soil needs the rain needs the cloud. You are connected to everything. Your actions ripple out in ways you can't even see. You aren't just in the universe, you are of it. And that changes everything. And this brings us to relationships, not just with people, but with everything we touch. We get confused about what love actually is. When you like a flower, you just pluck it. But when you love a flower, you water it daily. Man, that's the difference between possession and appreciation. When you just like something, you want to consume it. You want to make it yours, even if that destroys it. You pluck the flower, it dies in an hour. But love is wanting that thing to stay alive. It's about stewardship. It's about asking, what does this need to grow, instead of what can this give me? And that shift, it changes how you see happiness. Happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It solely relies on what you think. We've all seen the miserable billionaire and the happy guy with nothing. It doesn't make sense on paper, but it makes perfect sense to Buddha. Happiness isn't a collection of objects. It's a lens. If your lens is dirty, even a paradise looks ugly. If your lens is clean, a simple meal tastes like a feast. It's all in the filter. And the best part about this internal happiness, it's not finite. Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. We have this scarcity mindset. We think if I give you credit, I lose some. If I let you win, I lose. Nah, fire doesn't work like that. You can light 1,000,000 candles, and your flame is just as strong as it was before. Actually, now there's more light in the room. You don't lose anything by lifting people up. You just make the world brighter for yourself, too. But to do that, you gotta be in charge. Rule your mind, or it will rule you. There is no middle ground here. Either you are the pilot, or the plane is flying itself. And an autopiloted mind always crashes. It goes to the darkest places, the scariest scenarios. You have to grab the stick. You have to say, no, we aren't going there today. It's a constant battle for control. Because when you lose control, you start paying for things you didn't even buy. Anger is the punishment we give ourselves for someone else's mistake. Think about the logic of anger. Someone cuts you off in traffic, that's their mistake. But you spend the next hour screaming, blood pressure spiking, ruining your own mood. You are punishing yourself. They messed up, and you're the one serving the sentence. It's absurd when you say it out loud, isn't it? We get the order of operations wrong on success, too. Success isn't the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. We grind, thinking, once I win, I'll be happy. But miserable people are terrible at being successful. They burn out, they quit. But if you're happy, if you love what you're doing, you have endless energy, you're creative. The success is just a side effect of the vibe you're already in. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves. There's that shadow metaphor again. It's effortless. You don't have to drag a shadow around, it just comes with you. If your intentions are good, if you aren't trying to cheat or hurt people, you sleep better, you walk lighter. The joy is just attached to you. But listen, nobody can do this work for you. It's your road and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you. We want a savior. We want a partner to fix us. We want a guru to carry us. Can't happen. People can hold your hand, they can cheer you on, but your feet have to hit the pavement. You have to feel the pain, and you have to do the growing. It's the one thing you can't outsource. And the road? It's gonna get bumpy. In life, we cannot avoid change. We cannot avoid loss. Freedom and happiness are found in the flexibility and ease with which we move through change. Most of our pain comes from trying to freeze time. We want things to stay exactly how they are, but they won't. You will lose people, you will age, situations will shift. If you're rigid, you snap. If you're flexible, if you move like water, you survive, you adapt. I'm gonna say this one again because we keep forgetting it. Happiness never decreases by being shared. It bears repeating. In a world that tells you to hoard everything, hoard your money, hoard your ideas, hoard your love, Buddha is screaming the opposite. Give it away. It's the only resource that multiplies when you spend it. And when things go wrong, because they will, when it hurts, observe. Life is trying to teach you something. Don't just cry, watch. Why does this hurt? What is this button that got pushed? Pain is data. It's information. It's life saying, hey, pay attention to this part of your soul. It needs work. If you ignore the lesson, the pain just comes back louder. And through all this, you gotta remember who the main character is. You can search throughout the entire universe for someone who is more deserving of your love and affection than you are yourself, and that person is not to be found anywhere. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. We are so hard on ourselves. We say things to ourselves in the mirror that we would never say to a friend. We judge ourselves for not being perfect. But Buddha says, hey, you deserve a break too. You deserve that same kindness you give to strangers. You're trying. You're human. Love yourself through the process. And finally, don't forget the machine that carries you. To keep your body in good health is your duty. Otherwise, you will not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. It's hard to be enlightened when you're exhausted or sick or treat your body like a dumpster. Your mind lives inside your body. If the house is falling apart, the tenant is gonna be stressed out. Take care of the vessel. It's the only one you get.